Hey, it's your boy DJ Wolf here, live with Lil B. Finally got back on the air with me tonight. We got a lot to talk about, guys. First thing first, we're going to talk about the review on the Black Panther. We're going to talk about the mess going on with that Florida shooting, along with the thing that going on with the disaster at that college, about the walkway. That was ridiculous what happened down there. We're also going to talk about crazy ass Monique from out here in the DMV, man. I, we could talk about that for days on end. So anyway, guys, let's get it in. Let's go. Yo, it's your boy, your DJ Wolf here, live in the studio, bringing you the best contents of the Spreaker channel, baby. Oh, yeah, it's DJ Wolf. On and popping, live, baby. Live, all the way live. Don't even have to walk. Don't even have to drive. This is your boy, DJ Wolf here, telling you to stay positive, stay focused, everybody. Because you have a shot at stardom like anybody else in this country. So don't let one monkey or anybody stop the show for you. It's on and popping. Let's get this show rocking here. It's the DJ Wolf Show live, coming your way live, all the way live. Tell them, announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the DJ Wolf Show. In progress right now. DJ Wolf Live. For all to hear TV and Spreaker. The best content. Thought-provoking. Honest, meaningful conversations. With your host, the one and only. Here he is. Live. Your boy. The one and only. The great one. The live one. The one and only. On DJ Wolf Live. Here on For All to Hear TV and Spreaker. On YouTube and Spreaker Live. Ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls from the DMV and around the world, baby. Here's the one and only. Here we go. The D, the J. Wolf, 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 Wolf. Here we go. Wolf, Wolf. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, live on DJ Wolf Live. It's the one and only DJ Wolf. Here's DJ Wolf.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's your boy, DJ Wolf, live up in this Mickey piece today, baby. Yeah. Now I got my special guest and partner in crime, Lil B. What's up, man?
What's up, DJ Wolf?
What's going on, buddy?
Not much.
Yeah, I know we were talking last night, man. You said you took your girl out to go see Black Panther, man. How was it?
Yeah, finally got a chance to go see Black Panther, and it wasn't a bad movie. I think the hype actually was a lot greater than the movie itself, but still a great superhero movie.
Yeah. I think it was pretty good. I mean, it had a couple of things that I had a couple of issues with. I mean, considering it was a fantasy movie, but I liked it. I think the cast was perfect. I really do. I couldn't say much else about the cast. The cast was absolutely perfect. It was good. The visuals were excellent. I mean, it was very,
Definitely.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely a high production, high value movie, and it's already made over $1 billion. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, it's already, I think it's the 17th highest grossing movie of all time.
Wow.
Maybe, I think it's like, not sure if it's 17th, but it's like in top 20. So it's getting up there. I mean, it's still in theaters, so it may get a little further up the list in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, you said there was a nice crowd in there last night.
Yeah, even now, and it's already been it's already been out for about a month. So
Yeah, because I know I went.
now, people are still flocking to the theaters to go see it.
Wow, because I was there. I went the second week out here in Maryland, and me and your moms, man, we sat all the way in the front. I mean, we still got a good view of the movie, but it was. I mean, I loved it. I mean, there are some things I could point out about it. I mean, okay, for you guys who haven't seen the movie yet, and probably might be someone want to go see it again, but this is a spoiler alert. I think personally, we talked about it off the air. Personally, I think that T'Challa character didn't have enough backbone, and Killmonger was more like a hero than a villain on some level. You know what I mean? It just came off a little bit odd. But then I thought about it, considering Black Panther was originally written by a white guy. Okay, number one. Number two, I guess he probably thinking, okay, maybe that's how he originally wrote the comic book, to make Black Panther look like a complete tyrant, and the bad guy, who was actually the hero, looked like a bad guy. That may have been intentional. Now I think about it. You know what I mean?
I mean, Black Panther, he didn't actually come off like actually, either one of them really came off like tyrants.
Well, I mean, no, Panther didn't. I mean, he didn't come off like a tyrant, but he just, I don't know. How can I put it? I mean, well, he didn't want to share.
I mean, the only thing I noticed was he felt like he was entitled to the throne.
Yeah.
But that was because his father held the throne, right?
Yeah, his father was the one that originally held the title of the throne.
Yeah, so essentially he was
in line. Eventually he was in line.
His successor, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But the vibranium part, where they could have shared that knowledge with other countries, I understand one reason why, because the enemies could have used it against them, which is one of the reasons why they initially did not want to do that. And that I can understand, but what it was that T'Challa's uncle, who was Killmonger's dad, felt that they should have been sharing that knowledge and some of that wealth with other Africans around the world, particularly out in the United States. And that's what his issue was, which is why T'Challa's dad punished him, or, knocked him off for that reason, because he did not want that vibranium to get out, which eventually it did. Yeah. But, I mean, for the most part, I thought it was a good movie. I really did. Now, they're already talking sequel.
Yeah, I've heard little rumors and things about it, but I don't think the director, Ryan Coogler, I don't think he's directly acknowledged any sequels in the works.
Yeah, and he may have not directly announced the sequels in the works, because he might not have been picked to do the sequel.
That's very true as well. Yeah, he may not be directing the sequel.
Mm-hmm. But overall, guys, I'm gonna say this right quick. It's a great film. It's a beautifully shot film. I mean, I can't say much. I can't really say a whole lot bad. There are a couple of things that I had issues with, but overall, it was a great movie. It really was good. Not to a point where I was going to be dressed up in African garb, but it was good.
Exactly.
Because I am an African American, but you have people dressing up talking about Wakanda, but you have to understand, if you're in the thing with Wakanda for the character, understand that this is a fictional film. And I saw one, I don't know if you saw it, B, where you saw a teacher took her entire school class to go see the movie. Like it was an actual history. Yeah, right. It was like it was a history lesson. This is not a history lesson. If anything, you better teach these kids the difference between Wakanda and someplace like Johannesburg or someplace in Africa that really does exist.
Right. Yeah. This is fiction. Don't get me wrong. It's a great movie and it depicts African Americans in a great light, but
right.
Still, fiction doesn't replace history.
Exactly. And
it shouldn't replace history.
That's why I did a podcast a while back saying, the Black Panther is a great film, but when you want to learn history about real history, read a book.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because that's where you're going to get the knowledge at. Read it from scholars who actually know about the history of African culture. Don't get it mixed up with Wakanda. We would love to see a Wakanda. But, this world ain't ready for it. If it really happened. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you could think of Wakanda as like this. It's pretty much African Americans' utopia.
Yeah. I would say that on some level, yeah. But
it's sort of like our utopia.
I loved it. Like I said, I'm surprised. Well, BET several years ago came out with their own version of Black Panther, the series. It wasn't on for about a season 2, and it was 2 more years before 2 or 3 more years before I even found out that BET ever had it on television.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yes, it was on Netflix. Matter of fact, BET re-released it, the entire series on YouTube. I was watching it the other night. Yeah, but the animation on it is pretty good. Coming from BET, is very good, matter of fact. But I'd like to get it on DVD. I'm actually might see if I can get that on DVD. But right now, guys, I know Black Panther will be back in Infinity Wars. And from what I saw in the trailer and from rumors that I heard, they're going to be a couple of characters, main characters in the Avengers. They're going to be knocked off. Killed. The character's going to be killed. We don't know which ones yet. I have an idea of at least 3 of them because I saw an animated version of it, and I have an idea about it. I ain't saying nothing. So, but it's going to be very good, I believe. Definitely going to see it. It's coming out. I think it's coming out Memorial Day weekend, so I definitely want to see it. I'm trying to think what else. I saw, what did I see? I ain't seen too many movies in a while. I want to go see Death Wish with Bruce Willis. That actually looks pretty good. I ain't seen it. Oh, were we going to say something?
Is this supposed to be like sort of is it supposed to have some sort of comedic humor element to it?
It might have a little bit, but what it is a reboot of the 1974 version of the movie that Charles Bronson did. Death Wish. He was famous for that. He did like 5 of them.
Right.
Yeah. And,
I just find it hard to envision Bruce Willis as playing that character. Charles Bronson in the movie was sort of a straight shooter.
Yeah, that's true.
He was pretty serious in the movie.
Yeah, Bronson was like that.
Willis.
But Charles Bronson, he had been an actor for many, many decades, man. He started out in the 50s, and he did dozens of westerns and movies like that before. He had always been a straight shooter like that for many, many years in films. Bruce Willis, if you watch this earlier series Moonlighting, that he always had that little wisecracking shit in a lot of his movies. So that's nothing new.
Yeah. There's always some sort of comedic element
right.
to his movies.
Yeah, that's
which I like. I actually enjoy.
Yeah, I like that. Right. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But speaking of comedians, we're walking into it already. Monique. Now, this is a subject I talked about for about 2 months now. They're still talking about it. I mean, still talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it. I mean, on I don't know, Spreaker, but YouTube, everybody's been talking about it. I talked about it. Tommy talked about it. Five Show talked about it. TBA did 2 shows about it. I did about 5 of them about it. Who else? Diamond K, out here, be more matter of fact, from my hometown, talked about it on his podcast. I mean, everybody's been talking. Every YouTuber I follow has been on this. And
Pretty much.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, one thing I will give her credit for, she's generated enough buzz that people are paying attention to her again. Let's put it like that. If you guys hang out, huh?
I was saying, like the saying goes, bad publicity is, all publicity is good publicity.
That's kind of true, because either way, somebody's going to pay attention to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like all controversy. Controversy is not always, for the most part, it's not good, but in a lot of cases, it sells,
Yeah, exactly.
But I was going to say to my listening and viewing audience, if you already, unless you've been crowded under a rock, Monique went to Netflix some time ago, and she made a deal, or tried to get a deal, with Netflix and only Netflix. That's another whole story. Because she saw that the likes of Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and for lesser known, as far as I'm concerned, Amy Schumer, got paid big time, And lest we forget, Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, pretty much their entire careers, have done comedy. Okay? Chris Rock started out as a stand-up back in the late 80s, worked his way up to the top, started doing Saturday Night Live, left Saturday Night Live, did an HBO show for 5 years. A lot of people don't even know that. I got the entire 5 years on DVD. I only watched like 3 episodes on there. But I used to watch it on regular, when it was on HBO. And then he years later, he wrote. He started to do it. He did a couple of other big time stand-up specials between HBO and Showtime. I mean, and he was killing them. He was selling out everywhere. And then he settled down for a while and wrote the series Everybody Hates Chris. That's a show me and you used to watch all the time. It's still a very fun show. I mean, put it like this. Everybody Hates Chris is one of them shows where there was not a funny episode. You know what I mean? Do you agree?
Yeah, every episode was funny.
I
agree with you on that.
Every episode on it was funny. Every one. Now, what I don't understand, it was only on for 4 seasons. I scratched my head. I was like, man, he could have kept that show going for another 4 or 5 years if he really wanted. I think he didn't want to do that.
He could have, but I think part of it is he may have been, same with Dave Chappelle, he might have been, creatively, he may have been drained from having to do so much, such as writing and producing the show.
Right.
I think he was involved in it a lot, and it probably took a lot out of him, in other words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, and after all, Chris, one thing about Chris Rock, I think he's such a creative, he's a very creative mind, regardless of what you think about some of his movies. Okay. And same thing with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle started out doing comedy, then he got a sitcom deal with ABC, just like a lot of them, they get that little production deals, and then they go through or don't go through, they get paid. Because that happened to Arsenio Hall after he left his show. And so Dave Chappelle started his thing on Comedy Central. And that show was a runaway hit, And then after that, he didn't do show business for a while, but came back, started doing comedy tours, and, gains momentum. He's a big deal again. Amy Schumer, she's the niece of Senator Charles Schumer. And I've never actually watched her do stand up. I've seen her in a couple commercials where I thought she was pretty funny. I don't care what anybody say. And I know there's a debate going around like, well, she ain't funny as Monique. Well, Monique's funny. But Monique is one-dimensional as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry. She is one-dimensional. She's a one-dimensional type of comic. And I've seen 2 of her stand-ups, and I don't know of a lot of stand-up, big-time stand-up specials that she's ever done. Other than the 2 I saw, which was the Queens of Comedy, and what was the other one? if I'm your cellmate or something like that. And she was actually funny in the Queens of Comedy to me. You know.
Yeah, she was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Even on Parker, she was funny.
Oh my Parker! Oh yeah, I forgot the Parker. Parker, she was brilliant in Parker. Had me in stitches all the time. Professor, what you want?
However, that show and that movie was years ago.
Right, exactly. And you know, and I hate to say it, man. I love my people, but let's be honest. Every time, you see somebody like Monique on there, she reminds y'all of what the struggle is. I could probably understand the identification of that. What I don't understand is the fact that Monique did build herself up. Now, Monique, as long as she's been out there for years, she's had sitcoms, talk shows. They've been in some popular films. Okay?
Right.
From what I gather, she's only actually had 2 lead roles in, well, really, not even, I don't even think 2. Was it really? I heard of 2. But guess what? Which one of them wasn't? Precious. She wasn't the lead in Precious, okay? She was a lead in a movie called Fat Girls, and she was leading another movie that I still haven't seen yet. But everything else, supporting actress, okay? Her comedy tours ain't been known to make a lot of money. Her comedy tours ain't been known to sell out everywhere. Not that I know of.
Not that anybody knows of.
Yeah, right. and I'm going to say this on the side. If you have any documented proof, please do send it to me, djwolflive at AOL.com and djwolflive on Facebook and djwolflive at gmail.com, because I would like to see that.
I think she could do us all a better favor and just post it online.
Right. I mean, here's my
post
thing.
It on Twitter or Instagram or something.
Exactly. She could be doing all kinds of stuff. Now, I noticed a couple other things. Now, I've been watching this. I've been paying close attention to this for the last 2 months. One of the things I noticed about Monique, there's a play, or the play, Barbershop, it's going to be a play about what's supposed to be. I don't know if it's even out, to tell you the truth. I've been hearing about it for weeks and weeks on end. She's involved with the play Barbershop, which is based on the movie, loosely based on it. Do you know all the interviews I've seen? I've seen her, she did Breakfast Club. She did, who else? She did a interview on the West Coast. She did a couple of interviews on her own out this way. I've seen on Periscope. And, she was on Sway in the Morning. I've seen her on several interviews in the last 2 months. Oh, yeah, and The View. She never mentioned, from what I saw, now one thing about that play, and that play's supposed to be out this month, ain't said a word about it. She's on tour talking about her Netflix deal. She's on tour talking about how she's been a victim of from the big bad bosses at Netflix for not giving her what she wants. All right. Now, this will really trip me out. Now, her and her husband negotiated a deal, or trying to negotiate a deal with Netflix. I still don't know exactly how much money was she actually trying to get from Netflix. What do you know?
How much money?
Yeah, how much money? What kind of deal was she really trying to get from Netflix?
I don't think they had any idea of what kind of deal they were trying to get from Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that the deal that Netflix had offered them wouldn't suffice.
Right, and that's what I understand, because her argument was, well, Chris Rock got this much millions, and Dave Chappelle got this much, and Amy Schumer got this much. Well, she really didn't even talk about Amy Schumer. Really, she was talking about Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. And yes, she was talking about. Did she say was racism involved or something? Colorism?
Well, I mean, her main argument was, it was racism. That was her argument.
Right.
It's complete farce because.
Right. Because what? Hello? Are you still on the phone? Hello? Don't tell me I lost him, man. We was a good conversation. Yo, you still there, B? Oh, damn. We must have got disconnected. You know what? Let me do this. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna call you back. Let me call you back. This is what I'm gonna do. I gotta turn my phone on because we were in a really good conversation talking about Monique, and really, I'm like speechless about the whole. Oh, damn, I forgot that. I'm speechless about that entire situation with her because here she is crying about the butter biscuits again. Okay, she's been doing that for the longest time, and it's getting on my freaking nerves. I forgot I can't call him on that phone. All right, let me try calling him on my tablet again. Shoot. But it's just I don't know. Like I said again, I could talk about this all day about her because she is such a trip, man. She really is. She is a stone trip. Let me see if I call him back again.
I gotta lock my phone because I accidentally will hit the end button with my face.
Okay, that's all right, man. Well, we were talking about Monique, right? And we were talking about we were talking about the negotiation that she was trying to do, and we're talking about she was trying to say colorism and feminism and all that other bullshit she was talking about, man. And don't get me wrong, I like Monique. I've always thought she was a very funny, talented woman, you know. But one thing she forgot about before I get to the thing about the money situation again, she forgot that the one thing all of these comics had in common along with her, that they're all comedians. But the difference was the last several years, she wasn't doing comedy consistently like that. She wasn't selling out like that. That's a known fact. But people don't want, but all these, and I hear people say, give her $1 million. Go ahead and give her that money. My thing of it is, right, go ahead.
No, you got it.
Well, my thing of it is, what's she gonna do? Why y'all so harping on her getting the money? Because it ain't gonna make a difference if she get the money now. She ain't gonna give you none. That's for damn sure. You know.
So you're fighting for her plight.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
she won't even fight for your plight.
Talking about, I'm fighting for the sisters of the future to make sure that they won't get gypped and all that other shit. Personally, this is me. $500,000 for one gig, even though it may be chicken feed to you because you probably spend money like water, but $500,000 for one gig is pretty damn good. You know,
impressive.
It's extremely impressive. That's a hell of a lot more than I get in 1 year. I tell you that for a salary. She's on a one damn gig. You know, first of all, you're a comedian, okay, and you get gigs like you get contract jobs. That's what that is, okay? You're a contract player. Even in Hollywood, that's what you are. You're really a contract player, okay? You get a three picture deal, something like that, and you get so much money off of it, you know? And the whole thing, the downslide with her started when she did Precious, when she offered to do Precious for $50,000. Then she turned around and complained about the fact that she did it for $50,000. And she had to fly out to go promote the movie overseas at, I think it was Cannes Film Festival, I believe. What they call it? And,
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. And I'm thinking, you offered to take the money for $50,000 to do a movie, and then you talking about, well, I want to take off, spend time with my family. And I'm like, you got to promote the movie. The movie just came out. and Whoopi,
that's how that works,
right? And Whoopi on The View about 2 weeks ago told her just that too. You know, and that's where I understood where Lee Daniels was saying, you got to play the game. Now, playing the game doesn't mean you're being a sucker. Playing the game means you have to actually, there are people on the job that would do it every day, play the game. They have to. You got to smile for people. Hey, how you doing? You know, you got to talk pleasantries all the time. You know.
And you might not like these people at all.
Right, exactly. I know the feeling. You know.
Most of the time, you don't like the people you work with.
That's true, but you do it to. I'll talk to you about that later. Cause anyway, but you know, you do it to number one, have peace within the heart and keep harmony within the position in the job that you're in, so that you guys can continue to be successful in what you do. You know, and if you're a contractor or not, keep it going. You know, and so you do have to play the game. That's part of the game of life. When you try to get along, when you have to get along with people. I'm screaming out. When you have to get along with people. You know, that's like church. I can go, man, we can talk all day about that. I'm going to get to that in a minute, too. Well, matter of fact, let me get into that right now for just a second, if you don't mind. You don't mind, do you?
No,
because we're going to come right back to Monique. I just want, because, you know, I was talking about that with your mom. I said, you know, and we were talking about how some days, some members, they, you know, they could, you know, be on the good grind, and we cool and stuff. And the next week, it's like, I didn't know you was there. And today was, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's almost like you're starting anew. It's almost like new slate. Like, it's like they change. I don't know. It's people in church can be fickle, but I'll let you go ahead. And
I'm seriously, because I noticed that today. I was like, wait a minute. And some people who did doing that today, people who usually don't do that with me. You know,
right?
It's not that I don't like church. I love church. I love praise the Lord. I really do. You know, I've been going to church off and on, you know, on a regular off and on since I was 14. You know, I got baptized in 1979. So, and I love it. I love singing for the church. I mean, I could tell. I probably will tell a whole story about why I originally stopped going, but that's another story too. But you know, people feel some kind of way around there, but it shouldn't like stop you from trying to get your joy. That's the point I'm trying to make. You know,
right?
And I got to a point in the last few years because I wasn't gonna go back. When I was asked to, you know, to join the choir, I wasn't gonna go back. I was just going, just to get out the house. But I got used to it. And I got to a point now where I just don't worry about what people think or say. I'm there to praise the Lord. You know? And one of the things I found out, for me, when I do go to church, it seems like my week seems to go a little bit better. At least it allows me to start off the week dealing with it a lot better than I usually would have had I not gone. Let's put it like that. Because I'm sorry, what?
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, because I found out that I do feel a little bit better getting to work on Mondays better than I do when I don't go. Because usually when I don't go, I'll be thinking, oh, damn, I gotta go to the job. You know? But on Monday, I just don't say, I just like, just go ahead and get up and go. You know? Get out of the way.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way I look at it when I go to church. I don't worry about what people say no more. I don't give a damn about all of that, you know. Because if I really cared about that to that point, I wouldn't go at all. And that's the way you have to look at it. Because I know there's a lot of people that don't go to church because they feel like, well, you gonna say this about me, or you gonna say it about me, you know. And you know, and when I was younger, I did feel that way, you know. And then folks at home, you know, one of the parents at home was, you know what I'm talking about. Kind of felt like, hey,
I know the whole situation.
Right. You know, you should be doing that because you blah, 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 making this out of you and all that. It's like, you know, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. You didn't want to be there. You didn't want to support me. And I don't know. It's a long story. So I won't get into that. But what I'm trying to say is, Monique has to get past all that bullshit. You do have to play the game. That's how you survive in this world. You know, there's people you won't like. There's people who ain't gonna like you. You know, that's just how it is. It's called life.
Exactly.
You got to woman up or man up on it. You know. And like I said, I know. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, she just feels like she's not getting what she's worth.
Right.
And that's not totally true.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix, like numerous, media personalities have said, they do. I'm sure they do a lot of research, and they have analytics or data to support the deals that they offered you.
Right. Exactly.
They didn't just come up with a figure and say, "Here you go. We'll offer you $500,000 to do a comedy special."
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why they feel this is your worth at this point in time.
Right. Exactly. And my thing of it is, you have to bring it to bring it. That's far I'm concerned. Now, some people are talking about, well, D. Ray Davis, he got so much. Why the fuck you worry about what he doing? Or Tiffany Haddish, what's she doing? Well, first of all, D. Ray Davis been in the game for a while, and he is a funny dude. Now, I'm saying that
he is funny.
Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy. And I haven't seen,
funny dude.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything Tiffany Haddish. Well, I take that back. I haven't seen anything he's done in a while. But here's the thing. The one thing all those guys I mentioned, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Amy Schumer, D. Ray Davis, and Tiffany Haddish have in common, they've all been consistently doing comedy. Monique has not been doing that. Like I said, she's only been had a couple of lead roles in a couple of movies. Everything else been supporting actors. Even in the last one that she did, which was Almost Christmas. Okay? And she has she has a supporting role in that. She wasn't even starring in that movie. But yet you're going to ask about people talking about, look at my resume. Fuck your resume. And I don't mean it in a bad way, but look, even with what we do, what I do, and people's jobs are based on resumes, but it's also based on what you know now. It's based on what you do now. I'm telling you for a fact, because I've been on job interviews where an employer said, well, do you know about this? And I was like, no. They said, well, this is what we're doing now. Okay? And a lot of times, if you ain't up on what they're currently doing, chances are they ain't going to hire you. I'm just telling you for a fact.
No, because they can get somebody that does know what they're doing.
Right. Who knows their product, who knows what they currently are looking for.
Exactly. They don't want to spend extra money to train you to learn how to do this when they can get somebody that's already done it, who has successfully shown that they do know how to do it.
Exactly.
It would make sense.
Right. And comedy is one of them. Monique, honestly, she's one-dimensional. And I've heard how they try to say about Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, their comedy caters to a white audience. That's not necessarily true, because if that's the case, then Monique's a coon. Because,
go
ahead.
This is what we can't say about those two.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, they have huge white followings.
Correct.
You could sort of say they transcend race, I guess. Their comedy transcends race because people from all racial groups, ethnic groups, find their comedy funny.
Mm-hmm.
Monique, the only people that really find her comedy funny, from what I notice, is the black community.
Right.
Outside of the black community, I don't think I've met too many people that have found her comedy actually funny.
Right. I mean, I'll get to that in a second. But the thing of it is, it's kind of ironic that Monique wants to get paid like those guys, but you're not willing to step up your game and build your brand. That's why Kevin Hart is successful. Because Kevin Hart said, I'm not just going to be just a comedian. I'm going to be a comedian that's going to change the fucking game in Hollywood. And really, he has done that. Love him or hate him. And I told people back in 2004 when he did Soul Plane, okay? Because that was the first movie I saw. I didn't know he had did a couple movies before that in the TV show prior to that. But
remember Paper Soldiers?
Yeah, right, exactly. I saw Paper Soldiers later on. But I didn't know anything about Paper Soldiers. Yeah, I didn't know about Paper Soldiers after I saw Soul Plane. And although I don't think Soul Plane was his funniest film in terms of him being in it, it was a funny movie.
No. Not at least not his role wasn't necessarily funny.
Right, because he was playing a little bit more of a straight guy in that movie. I would say that. Sort of.
Yeah, well, he was sort of playing a guy that just came up on some money.
Right.
And bought his own airline.
Mm-hmm. Right. But nevertheless, I knew he was going to be a big deal even when he did that movie with the type of role that he was in. I knew that because I could see it.
Yeah, you could see it in him.
And
he had star potential written all over him.
And you know what? I've been pretty good about that. I'm not going to lie. I've been very good about picking people like that. Eddie Murphy was the first one I did with that with. I didn't even know he started out doing comedy at 15. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, he started out young.
Right. Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Jim Carrey. I picked all those guys. Wayans, well, we know about Wayans. That's not the whole story. But I picked all.
When you look at those guys, when you look at all those guys, though, they have a certain aura around them. Like you can tell they're destined for something great in entertainment.
Right.
They can turn it on at any minute, so you can tell like those guys got it. They got that it factor.
Right. Now one I picked, and this was way before they even called him the next big superstar was Will Smith. There's no joke. I was in the military in '87 when I heard his first two albums, and I listened to him. I said, "This brother going places." I told people that then, and I'm not just saying this. I know some people are like, "Yeah, you ain't. Yeah, you just saying that now." No, I've been saying that. I said that 30 years ago that Will Smith was going to be a huge deal. I sure did. Yeah, but yeah, you can tell, and
yeah, it's like with Drake. You can like even when he was first starting to come on after doing that TV show Degrassi, when he was first starting to get into the rap game, you can tell like he was going to be huge.
Yeah, and that's a show you used to watch. And that's a show you used to watch. I never watched it.
Yeah, I used to watch that show all the time. Good show, actually.
You're right, but yeah, and like I said, I'm not saying that Monique is not talented. I'm not saying that she, can't hold her own in comedy, because I've actually watched some old stuff that she did with Uptown Comedy Club. Tracy Morgan, who was that? Ricky Smiley. I'm trying to think who else. There was a bunch of others on there too, man. They built their careers off that show. All of them did. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the negotiation part, where she screwed up, her husband is not. I don't think he's a really professional negotiator. I don't know. He couldn't. It was an interview that I heard him do where he couldn't really validate what big negotiations he's ever done. Nothing huge.
I don't know what his deal is. He just happened to come up and marry Monique, and I guess he's milking this situation.
That's what he's doing. And then I understand. I heard she said that was her. This is her third marriage. Now I thought she was married twice.
Third marriage.
Oh wow.
I believe this is her third marriage. I haven't looked it up.
Yeah, no, she said that. She said it on The View, matter of fact. And my thing is, for her to try to validate herself compared to those guys, she don't have a leg to stand on. I'm sorry. People can say what the fuck they want, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, but she does not have any valid reason to say, I'm a legend like these guys are, and I'm the most decorated female in comedy. But I could tell you one comedian who I think is funnier than her. And you may or may not agree, but that's fine. Some more.
I haven't really paid attention to her stand-up comedy like that.
Oh, man, you got to watch her. Some more is a beast, man, I'll tell you. Some more, I would say to a certain degree, Cheryl Underwood.
Cheryl Underwood's okay.
Yeah. But for certain, some more. First of all, some more is beautiful.
Yeah.
She come on very ladylike, even in her comedy. Monique don't always come. Do you ever heard Monique do some comedy for real?
She comes off like a dude.
Exactly. She come on very filthy, man. Yeah, right. Exactly. She come on. We ain't talking. We ain't talking about anything that ain't been heard about her. Or if you actually watch the comedy, you know what we're talking about, because that is fact. Okay. So we ain't saying nothing out of turn. Let's put it like that. It's all facts. And I watched some more several times when she used to host Comedy View and did her own specials, man. Samora's a beast. I think Samora really is one of the most underrated female comics in comedy. I've always said that for years. I still do. Now, she's funny. And she has a great delivery, too. But this thing with Monique, she got a husband who really is simping off her, number one. And she always call him Daddy. You know. And I'm like,
which is weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. If you want to call him Daddy when whatever y'all do.
Yeah, love making, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Whatever they do.
Yeah. The other thing is, notice when she's been doing all these tours and radio about Netflix, the only thing she's talking about is Netflix. She ain't talking about HBO. She ain't talking about Cinemax. She ain't talking about Showtime. She ain't talking about BET, TV One, CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox, nobody. CW, none of them. No deals with any of them.
You know why?
Why?
Because none of those places have offered to even negotiate a deal with her.
Right. And check this out, man. I watched the whole Sway interview because she did two of them, but the one that she did in 2015 when they were talking about the conversation about Precious, but that's not when Empire came out, and then she did one first of the year, and
Right.
a guy called the show and asked her directly. He said, "If you didn't get the deal you wanted with Netflix, why didn't you go to HBO or even Crackle or one of those other places, streaming internet services like Hulu or something like that?" Mm-hmm. And she was quoted. I heard her say it. All right, y'all can play the tape. She said, "Because what else is there?" That's exactly what she said. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you Monique wasn't looking for anybody else because nobody else was interested in her but Netflix. But she's thinking, I'm going to get the best deal I can get out of them because everybody else did. You know what I mean?
No, it don't work like that.
No, hell no, it don't work like that. She don't get it. You know, if that's your last card, if that's your pull card, then you take that motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
You know, because if you say what else is there, that means nobody else is offering it to you. And you knew that. Yeah. And like I said, it's a lot of money to me. It may not be a whole lot of money to you because you've been living the Hollywood lifestyle for a long time. But I can't feel sorry for you. I just can't. You know? But you got some black people out here, you know, just getting mad. You feel sorry for Monique? Really? Please. Unbelievable.
The lady that was offered a 6-figure deal with Netflix and turned it down because it wasn't what she thought she was worth.
Right. And then on top of that, I just want to understand, why would you publicly even say that? If you thought it was such a lowball deal, why the fuck would you even open your mouth to the public about that in the first damn place? That's stupid as hell.
Yeah, you only humiliated yourself by doing that.
Exactly. That was just so dumb. And ass backwards. It was dumb. You know? Because for her, it was some money, but she wanted more. There's no question about that. She ain't fooling no damn body. You know?
What?
It's just
she
like...
wanted more, but it doesn't mean they're going to give her more.
Exactly. You know? But she felt that she was being lowballed. No, she lowballed herself. You know? Like I said, she didn't... And this whole time she's been doing this freaking tour, going around to different radio stations and talking about it, she ain't cracked no jokes, and she ain't talked about the play. Even when she did her own Periscope thing, I didn't hear her do either one. Never mentioned the play.
All she did was complain about Netflix.
The whole time. You know.
And I honestly, until you told me, I didn't even know she had a play. So that's how you know she's screwing up, because she's not even promoting the current work she starred in.
Right. I don't even know. And I heard a rumor a couple of days ago that the play some cities got canceled. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just a rumor, allegedly. So I don't know. I have to research that, and as soon as I find some information, I'm definitely going to post it on here. But it's just, I don't get it. And like I was saying, you got to build a brand. That's one thing about Kevin Hart I give him credit for. Kevin Hart got, oh, you know about Kevin Hart now, right? Kevin Hart actually got Jamie Foxx off of Sirius XM now. You know that, right? He took over.
What?
Yeah, he took over. He took over the Sirius XM channel that Jamie Foxx once ran called the Foxhole is now being run by Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud network on Sirius Radio. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Kevin Hart has a channel called Laugh Out Loud Network. It's been around for a little while. He officially launched it last year, and it's been gaining a lot of ground. And he have a lot of great skits on there that he does. That's separate from his stand-up stuff, and stand-up stuff in movies and all that.
Right.
But he took over the Foxhole, I think first of the year, something like that. But he still has the series. He still has his movies, and the movies are, he's a brand. That's a brand that he built for himself. Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, same thing. That's why they get those deals. You don't know of anything Monique has actually built. She didn't build nothing around the talk show she had for 2 years on BET. And I was surprised she didn't build a brand about that.
Yeah, they got canceled quick.
Yeah, I mean, I was starting to like it when it happened. But BET, I don't know. That's another whole. So we could go about all day on that about BET as well, because that's a joke too. But like I said, Hollywood don't necessarily hire you based on your resume. They've never done that. Do you know how many successful actors and comedians that have had great resumes and have never gotten the big deals that Monique's trying to look for? You know why? Because it's not based on the resume. It's based on how hot you are. Look at Tony. Let me give you a prime example. Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett was one of those singers along the line of Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. All right. He had been singing forever. He'd been singing around the same time roughly they started out, whatever, or sometime around that. And in the 1990s, Tony Bennett all of a sudden started getting popular again. I don't know if you knew it. Did you know about that?
No, I was unaware of that, actually.
Yeah. Look at MTV, man. He was on MTV all the time at that point. He was gaining ground. His career was resurging. He was back, man. I mean, he was doing tours like crazy, man. And guess who was going to see him? Young people. He got hot again. And he had been in show business for a long time before that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody talking about being a singer.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is they didn't base it off his resume. They based it on the fact that he was hot. Again. And Monique wants to base her resume on the fact that the movie made money. No. If that was the case, you'd be in more movies. Notice that she kept talking, and if you I don't know, did you hear the Breakfast Club interview?
I did hear that, actually.
Yeah, you gotta hear the whole interview, because that's what she kept talking about. And I'm like, you're doing talking points about something you did 2 years ago. You didn't do any real stand-up comedy in a long time. A play that you have coming out, or is it supposed to be out, you ain't even talk about all the damn shows I heard you on in the past year. Never even mentioned
She's talking about everything but what she's currently doing.
Right, exactly. She never mentioned any of them. Not one. None of them I heard. I heard all of them.
Yeah, that's a problem right there.
If you really think about it, if she really was doing anything worth talking about, at least she would have thought that was worth talking about. The one place I would have thought she would mention it on was The View. And she didn't. Oh, you go ahead.
No, I wouldn't say anything.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would. I mean, if you really had something big to mention, you would have done it. She didn't crack jokes on there either. I saw the entire interview. She didn't, And the thing of it is, she's going down like a sinking ship. I hate to see it because I do like her as an actress. I do like her as a comedian. Because one thing I will say, Precious was a damn good movie. Okay.
Precious was good.
Yeah. And she got an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. And she did the damn thing. Don't get me wrong. The thing of it is, that was just one movie that you did it on. But black people think, at least the ones I've heard on YouTube and on the radio and everywhere else, talking about, well, she an Oscar winner. She should be getting more than that. She deserves more. You look at the history of the Oscar winners the last several years, several decades. Unless you're doing some really upstanding work since the last movie you did, you're not going to get them same type of roles. You're not going to get that same kind of money. You're not going to get them same type of deals. You got to bring your A game every time because that's what you're going to be expected. You're going to be held to a higher standard. You know? Now, Meryl Streep.
At that point, yeah.
Huh?
I said at that point, yes.
Yeah. Meryl Streep, now, she's not exactly my cup of tea as an actress. She's done some good roles I've seen her in. Somehow or another, she always get big accolades. She always getting big roles over the years. Halle Berry, who won an Oscar, Best Actress. I mean, you know, she get, you know, different roles here and there, but she's still working. She's still eating. You know?
Yeah.
Denzel Washington, too. Now, one thing about Denzel Washington, I'll say on a side note, I could name off 6 films that he should have got Academy Awards in, outside the 2 that he did get. You know what I mean?
There are a lot of movies where he looks like he did earn an award. Like he should have been nominated and he should have won an award for.
Yeah. One of them I will say Malcolm X, because a lot of people don't know, Denzel Washington did 2 versions of Malcolm X that I saw. He did a Malcolm X in the 80s on a PBS special I saw him do, and he was brilliant in that. And then he did the movie version, which he was extra brilliant in. And then I saw him in other movies like The Hurricane and John Q and all that. Denzel should have been nominated and won awards for every one of those movies like that, man. Because that's how good he is. You know, always A-game caliber, quality acting. Monique ain't exactly A-game caliber, quality comedian. She's not. That's the truth. I mean, she's not. And if you're saying Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are carrying the white people, that's because Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are thinking outside the box and they know their audience. Monique expecting black people to be the only ones to support her on, you're stupid. You got to think outside the box. If you're catering for just one type of group and you know that group ain't going to spend the kind of money that you like to see them spend, but yet you want Netflix to support you, you out your damn mind. Bottom line. Period. In this discussion. You know? That's what I don't get. I just don't get it. Period. So I'm going to say that I'm going to end that on that. And Monique, good luck. Now, as far as your husband, you need to get you a new manager. But she was saying that she had white managers that didn't get where she needed to be. Apparently, your white managers were doing better than your husband. Let's be honest about that. Right.
Your husband ain't getting you nothing.
No. So, you know, she say what she want, but you're going down with a sinking ship right now, and you need to get out the hole. Bottom line, good luck to you.
Fire him as your manager. Maybe not as your husband, but as your manager at least.
Manager gotta go.
That's not a good position for him.
Got to go.
And that's not doing your career any good.
Oh my God, man. You know, for some reason I ain't been watching the NCAA March Madness. I ain't even play the brackets, man. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not into it, man. You know, I like the pros. I like watching the pros on NBA and all that. Well, you know, we're going to a game in a few weeks anyway, so.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, the thing with me is it changes every year. The teams that are hot change every year. The players change every year.
Yeah.
It seems like so much work to keep up with all of them, whereas in the NBA, the star players, marquee players don't really change that often.
Not really. But on top of that, you got all these scandals going on in the NCAA right now in basketball.
Very true. You have several scandals going on.
Yeah, so I think that's what kind of turned me off with that, man, because once I heard that, I was like, damn, but then Some of these guys just playing to get butt business, and some of these guys ain't playing at all. You know, you don't know
Well,
who.
a lot of them want some out the deal because they feel like they're getting screwed by the NCAA. They feel like, well, we're doing all this work, practicing and games, traveling, and study halls, so we don't have any time for extracurricular activities or to like get a job to get money or something like that. So a lot of them take money from boosters
Right.
or agents.
That part I could probably understand, you know. But we kind of know why some of them do. And I don't really want to go into that. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Since we're talking about that, remember the one guy, I think it was it football? He got recruited for football at Florida. Remember his mother and grandmother wanted him to go to Alabama to play for Crimson Tide? No, his grandmother had, no, if you watch the video, his mother and grandmother both had on Alabama jerseys on, the sweatshirts. And they were gun ho about it. And then the grandmother was able to talk to the kids during the middle of the interview. Really? You know, I thought that was messed up. That the mother going to go against the wishes of the son. And he has a scholarship. Okay? Why you going to dictate where the hell he going to go? But she said something about, well, I didn't want him on Florida because I didn't want him to get in trouble. He liable to get in trouble no matter where he go if he ain't got his gumptions nowhere. You know, if he ain't gumptions.
It don't matter whether it's Florida, Alabama, Louisiana.
Right.
If he's involved or if he's inclined to get in trouble, then he's going to get in trouble wherever he goes.
Exactly. So when I say gumptions, I mean gumptions, like, your common sense. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. And that's not the first time I saw a mother do that. There was some guy's mother who did that a couple of years ago. I forgot who it was. I think he had a choice between Texas A&M and another. Louisiana's college down there. And she wanted him to go to one school. He wanted to go to another. But you know what that's all about. People trying to pay the mama to go to get convince him to go to another school.
Probably was. They were probably in the mom's pocket.
Right. Well, that's kind of like what was similar. Well, this is when LeBron turned pro and his mom supposedly got some deal out of that too. But that's another story. I don't really know all the ramifications about that, but I heard about him too. But nevertheless, man, it's just these mothers, man, trying to convince, influence these sons' careers. And I don't think that shit is right, man. I'm gonna say it to y'all mamas who raise these kids by yourself. When these guys get to a certain age and they can make the decisions for themselves, stay the fuck out the goddamn business. I mean, that's my personal opinion on it. I don't care if you like it or not. I just kind of felt some kind of way about that because I don't think that's right. Let the young man be a man at that point. Let him grow up. Let him find his way at that point. You don't need to be in his way. Get out of it.
And 9 times out of 10, it's probably the best thing he does to get away from the mom.
Exactly.
And the other crazy family members. It's best that he does get out of state.
Right. Yeah, for a number of reasons. Oh, yeah. Look, Ray, hey, dog, I got this hot idea about this car, man. So I need about 20 grand, man. Would you get up in there? Don't forget your uncle, man.
You gotta get away from the criminal and leeches.
Yeah. All these leeches, man. People who didn't do anything their whole goddamn life, but they waiting on this one guy to do it all for everybody and a cousin. I call it, what I call it, though? I call it the good time effect. And you know what I'm talking about. You seen Good Times. You seen the reruns of the show. Yeah. Where JJ was a JJ. JJ, because he was the oldest child. I know from experience, because I've been through that too. But so long as another story. Where JJ had a lot of talent. He had a lot of potential. Because the mama was a maid and the brother and sister was, doing the thing in school. And I think was either they lost their dad or before. I think it was around time. No, it was around the same time. And JJ was the one that they put all the eggs in the basket to, hope that he, his paintings and stuff for some money so he can get out the ghetto, pull everybody out the ghetto. It's that kind of mentality. And okay, that was a different type of decade. Number one. Number two. We were just getting out all that bullshit from the tumultuous 60s during the civil rights era. This is 40 years later, people still doing that.
Yeah, nowadays you don't have any excuse.
I'm sorry, you don't. The reason why I say that, because I went to, to Job Corps and stuff like that, and I went to college, I went to the military and all that. I did this on my own, all right? Now, I kind of think that it's unfair to expect one child or son or one daughter to be the one that pull everybody out when you ain't teaching the same values to other kids. I've seen that.
It's not that child's responsibility to get everybody else out.
Right. But there are people
Oh,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
But there are people who feel that way. I got family members who felt that way about me. And to this day.
Yeah, I'm sure that people that still feel that way. It's called. They said the good times effect is they're crabs in a barrel.
There you go. That's really what I'm trying to say.
They expect because you got out and you had some success, you're supposed to pull them out.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work like that,
right? But it's like they don't have to work that hard to do it. They're just going to wait on see what you will do.
Because they're not really trying to get out. They're just looking for an easy way to get out.
Right. They're looking for a scapegoat.
Ride your coattail of success to get out of the hood or get out of their situation.
And looking for a scapegoat. So I'm going to tell y'all, and this is me. This is me, DJ Wolf, saying this to all y'all young people out here about to graduate high school and college. If you want to move away from your family to do better than what you need to do, because I did it, then you do that. I'm going to say that right up front. Because you got too many members out here of families who never tried to do anything, and they see somebody else who's doing their thing. Either they're jealous of them, or they decide, oh yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can get something from them. Let me talk to you. Because I've been in that situation. I've been in that situation since I've been out here. With people who I'm not even related to. And in essence, I told them, get the fuck out of my face. We ain't no friends. All of a sudden, you see, oh yeah, you got a nice car and all that. Say you got, a house and all that. No, fuck all that. This is 2000 goddamn 18. Excuse my French, B. But I'm tired of this shit, man. Where people had that low self-esteem mentality where they think that, a couple of, somebody who's doing well, that you can't do as well, and you just want to leech off of them so you can go get on the gravy train because of something that they worked their ass off that you didn't. I'm sick of it, man. And that's why a lot of times we can't do shit because we don't try to think big. And my thing is, I always say this: if you aim low, you gonna stay there. Even when at my lowest point in time, and I had family members doubt me or say, "No, you ain't gonna do all this," I still aimed for something better. I surrounded myself with people who was about that business. My friends Tony, man, James Phillips and all them. I hung out with those guys. Those guys were trying to be about something. They really were. And I still feel that way to this day. That's part of the reason I started podcasts. That's part of the reason why I DJ on the side, and do what I do, where I'm at. Because I didn't want to just be somebody who just lived in the neighborhood. I wanted to be somebody who lived in the neighborhood who knew how to do things. But at the same time, didn't want people to talk about, hey, you think you better than somebody. So that's one of the reasons why I left. I left home to do better because there was nothing going on. And this is a true story. Excuse me. In 1985, I went downtown to City Hall to go see about a job. At the word of my mother. See if they had anything available. See if I can get a government job in the city. And I tried that. And you know what they told me?
What?
Well, we got jobs people won't be hiring at, so they had me go to this location up the street downtown. Guess what they was hiring for?
What?
Fast food workers.
Huh.
I was already a fast food worker at the time. Why the fuck would I want to go to another fast food restaurant to work? Really? And
city job.
Yeah. And at one time I was on welfare. I ain't gonna lie. I did it at the age of 21. I didn't like it. Didn't give me no money. And I walked down there to one of the officers down there. And this young man, this true story, 100%. He was sitting down there. He was looking at his check. He said, man, there's got to be a better way. I said, man, you are so right. And after that, I went in the military, got my head on right, took a couple of classes, was in the military, got out, went to raise family for a while, and went back to school. Off the military. And I kept on going because I knew what I was doing was not going to be enough for me. This is called survival. You can't survive off of what somebody tell you they're going to help you do, and you can't survive on what somebody else is going to be doing for themselves. You got to be able to how to survive off of what you know and what you can do to build yourself, to bring yourself to the table. Because if not, they're going to keep moving you away from it. And our culture is, is like, if you look at our culture in terms of music and stuff, all these guys talking about the same thing now. Get that car, go out there and make that money, do that work, get a chick. That's it. There's nothing about love. There's nothing about family. There's nothing about hope. These songs don't talk about that no more. That's a lot of the songs in black music don't talk about that anymore. Even from R&B artists. You don't hear a lot of it.
No, you really don't.
It's all about getting it for the here and now, nothing else, not building on shit. Which is why I don't like a lot of the modern music out here. I'm not going to lie. I do not like it because of that alone. And people like you say you like the old school music. And there's a reason for it. Because the old school music ain't talking about that same old bullshit you hear every day on the radio. And a lot of the artists back then had their own original ideas, had their own original styles, and had their own original ways of telling stories through their music. These guys today have no real creativity. I'm telling you. And yeah, I said it because it's the truth. And some people won't feel some kind of way about it, but I don't care. This is my fucking opinion. And this is the way I feel about it. You're not going to sit there and make me change my mind about how I feel about something like that. Because I'm not pointing out anybody personal. I'm just pointing out what I hear and what I see. I'm not pointing out anybody in particular. But I'm just saying my opinion on it. And it is a fact. You can listen to the music and hear the difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what's sad, man. It's a real bummer. I know some people are like, well, we ain't got no jobs out here. Okay. Do what people did back years ago. They created jobs. Okay. How you think that Tulsa got built by black people before, white people decided to tear it up and kill our people over there? Because that's what they did. They built. Okay. And they created their own jobs. Don't tell me if they did it then, you can't do it now. I don't want to hear it. I got a little side business doing DJ work. I got my regular thing, and allow me to do something like what I'm doing now. I want to do more of this as well. It ain't much, but right. It's something where I'm starting where I can say it's mine.
Right.
And I outright own it. I own my own video production company. It's not a big deal, but it's mine. I own my own DJ service. It's not a big deal, but it's mine. I've been doing podcasts for a few years. It's mine, And I don't feel ashamed to say that, that I had to work at it. But it's mine. It's something that I built. I didn't necessarily wait on anybody to give it to me. I went out here and got it on my own by building it. And that's what we got to learn as a culture and as a people, man. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
No, I think I spoke my piece.
All right. Well, I'll probably text you and talk to you later, man. But you take care. I'll talk to you later on.
All right, you talking to that.
All right. I love you.
Love you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Well, that's about all I got on it right now. But see, this is another example. Now, I'm going to say this before I get off the area. Both my parents, I live with both my parents live, took care of me and my siblings rather. And we, one thing I did notice when I was younger, my dad never actually told me he loved me. I've been telling this young man this from birth. And I continue to say that because I mean it. And some people say, hey, you can't say that. If you got kids and you really care about your children and you raise them right, like you're supposed to, you're going to feel that way about it. You feel that it's important to be in your child's life as important as the air you breathe. That's what real men do. And I do mean real men. Not some of these guys who talk about, I'm a real man because I got 10 kids and don't take care of one. I almost got into it with a guy years ago. He got upset because he was bragging about, he referred to black women as fertility queens. Even I wouldn't go there. Talking about I got 4 kids and blah, 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 all that else. And I'm thinking, you have to be a real simp to refer your women as just fertility queens. He got highly upset about that. And the women who actually this was on my Facebook page, got upset because I said that. I'm defending them, and they got upset at me. That goes to show you where some black people's priorities are, in the damn toilet. I'm going to be honest about that. It's just the way I feel, man. And like I said, this is just my opinion. I know some people are going to feel some kind of way, but it's ironic. People can say what they want to say about certain things, and I can say what I say about certain things and not point out any specific person, but then you get mad at me for saying something. Like, oh, we don't need to be saying that. Yeah, we do need to be saying. We need an open dialogue about what we doing wrong in our own fucking communities, because there's a lot of it we're doing to ourselves. But you don't want to face the music about it. You just want some old miracle ass guy to just sprinkle a little pixie dust over your community and say, oh, we'll make it all better. Because you're waiting on that handout, waiting on that butter biscuit. It's time we build people. When I see black people buying $300-$400 pairs of shoes lined up at a Foot Locker, Finish Line, or one of those outlet stores, you know what's telling me? You ain't trying to build. You're just trying to spend. But you got buying power to build. And I heard black people on a couple of podcasts and YouTube videos, people who are very popular people, matter of fact, a couple of them, actually got mad because I said that we do have black buying power. We do. That's a fact. When you see those kind of billions, look, give you a prime example. Black Panther. Black Panther worldwide made over $1 billion. And I think they said that the first week out, 37% of African Americans that went to see the movie the first week. And I think it came up to about, I think we spent like $76 million came from us in that 1 week. And we don't have no black spending power? Yes, we do. Having spending power is different from having wealth. I didn't say we had wealth. I said we have spending power that could create wealth. There's a difference. But y'all map tappers don't believe in that. Y'all want to say, we's poor. We's poor, but we can build rich. There's a difference. You're right. We're not automatically wealthy. Many of us aren't. That's real talk. But by the same token, you can build wealth from spending power, from buying power, because you do have that. But I'm sick of the fucking excuses that we make about stuff all the time and expecting everybody to bail you out. We got to start building for ourselves so we can build our own selves out. Because if you keep on waiting for these people like these lame-ass politicians, both black and white, you're going to continue to be in the same dump you were 50 years ago. Wake up. This ain't about being militant or anything, because I know some people, well, you starting to sound like people, the white people say BIE. No, this ain't got nothing to do with no BIE. It's about being honest about yourself. Okay? And that BIE thing is a bunch of BS too, as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry, it is. You know, that's just a way to label us to keep us to get us to shut up about how we feel. That's all that's all. That's a gimmick. I'm still saying that. It is. Because not everybody is what they think everybody is. See, that's the other problem. We let other people control the control our image through stereotypes. And we should not allow that. You know? The only way we're going to control the stereotyping of us is if we build like media, where you know we aren't just people who are just getting by. We are people who are doctors, lawyers, police officers, politicians, teachers, okay, to name a few. We are what everybody else is, regular people, okay? But you always see us portraying the media in a lot of television shows I watch too. Like I was watching one of my favorite cop shows is Chicago PD. Watch it all the time. Great cast, great storylines, great action. One problem. 99.9% of the characters on the show are all of people of color, particularly African Americans, on almost every episode. But then again, Chicago, you know, there's a good amount of black people in Chicago. But the stereotype is still there. And overall, I've noticed in a lot of shows, too. Like I was watching a show on Fox called 911. Okay? It's a great show. Don't get me wrong. It is a good show. But, of course, the stereotype is a strong black woman. One of them is a lesbian. Okay? I'm not talking out of turn by it. Watch the show. You'll see what I mean. The other one is a strong black woman who's a cop. And the lesbian is a fire paramedic. And the black husband who is married to the cop who's played by my girl, Angela Bassett. I'm going to tell you, she's still fine as hell. God damn. Anyway, but her husband happened to be a homosexual, okay, who's in love with another dude. And I'm still trying to figure out, wait a minute, dude, you was married for Angela Bassett's character for 14 years and you want to give her up for a dude? Really? Hell to the no. But this is... And there's another show on Fox called, I forgot, it's an airline show. You guys seen it. Only black character on there, and he's gay. All right? It's like when they do put black men on television, the characters are weak. Oh, another show I watched, Brooklyn Nine-One. Was it Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine with Terry Crews and Andre Braugh. Andre plays the captain on there. Guess what? He's black, male, homosexual. Get the picture? Now, I don't personally have anything against homosexuals. I had a friend of mine who was homosexual when we was in grade school. Okay? Named David. We were tight, man. No, not that tight. But I'm just saying we were good friends. We were very good friends. You know, I consider him a buddy of mine. He was. Now, the thing is, I'm just trying to put out a pattern that the mainstream media has created for us all of our life, at least in most of my life that I've seen, where the African-American male comes second place behind his own woman. Yeah, that's a known fact. Check them shows out, see what I'm talking about. Oh, L.A. to Vegas. I think L.A. to Vegas is the one about the play a gay black character who's I guess he works as a steward or stewardess, whatever. But that's what I'm talking about. You know? There is not on TV right now, I'm talking about mainstream TV, where the majority of the black guys on there are strong black men or in lead positions on any of the shows. And I ain't talking about like Andre Braugher's character on Brooklyn Nine-Nine because he plays a captain who's gay. I'm talking about strong black male masculine brothers. You don't see that on TV right now. Not on most of the shows. I mean, you do see it, like with Terrence Howard's character on Empire. Not only is but he's a strong male lead, but he's a strong male lead with a lot of issues. And on top of that, guess who he plays second fiddle to? Taraji P. Henson. Another babe, but I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it honest. But I know some of y'all want to dispute it. I don't care. I'm just gonna keep it like it is, and we'll open up a big debate about that if you want. Or Power, where the guy, I forgot the guy, Mario Hardwick, lead character. He's a lead character though, on his show, Power, which is a great show. Don't get me wrong. But of course, he plays a stereotype role of a strong black male who's in a lot of stuff. Okay, that's another whole story, But I'm just pointing out a lot of the flaws in mainstream television when it comes to stereotyping black males. No one talks about that though. But you're talking about Monique, and you get paid more money for being a part-time comedian. You don't get credit for being a part-time comedian. You're either a comedian or you're not. And then you wonder why you're not going to get paid. Forget about it. But I'm done talking about that. I just wanted to point that out. So we got to build. We got to stop making excuses. And we got to start getting our own media that shows who we really about in a positive light. All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate you guys listening. I really do. I mean, that's from the bottom of my heart, guys. And I'm not just saying that, man. I don't have a whole lot of followers, and that's fine with me. And I understand that fully. I really do. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I'm fine with that. Nevertheless, but at some point you have to keep it honest. You have to keep it very honest. All right, guys. Well, this is DJ Wolf. The show you've been listening to is For All to Hear. DJ Wolf Live. This is the Live Lit show, the Live Lit Sunday show. Let me see my music on. Oh, I cut it out because I can't hear it. Okay, I love that Sunday thing. Okay. All right. This is the Live Lit show, guys. This Sunday. I'm glad you guys listening in. I appreciate it very much so, guys. I love you all. I'm going to go ahead and tell you au revoir. Good night. Y'all have a nice night. Also, if you have any reason that you don't like what I'm talking about tonight, please, by all means, feel free to debate me if you like. Because I kind of feel like I'm talking about it, but I would like to hear your opinions on it. Maybe we could do a bigger open panel discussion. Hopefully, if I can get my Blog Talk Radio right. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to look into it. And when I get that set up, I will get the call in back. I may work on it tonight. I may work on it sometime this week, but we got to get this going. All right, guys. Give me a holler. Any show suggestions, feel free to drop a line. DJ Wolf Live at AOL.com. That's DJ Wolf Live at AOL.com. I can also be reached on my Facebook page, DJ Wolf Live space page. Or in other words, don't type space, just hit the space bar and hit page. It's DJ Wolf Live page on Facebook. Okay? And also DJ Wolf Live at gmail.com. That's DJ Wolf Live at gmail.com, guys. All right, guys. This your boy DJ Wolf here. I will be doing my daily podcast. I got about 6 of them I got loaded up. Hopefully I'll get that loaded up soon. But I will be doing more this week. I'll be talking about some of my daily subjects. I want to thanks to Lil B for participating in this discussion. It's been very refreshing, and I appreciate it. It kept it going. So, all right, guys, it's DJ Wolf. I'm out. God bless y'all. Have a great week, man. Love y'all. Thank you. Good night. See ya.